It is the podcast. I am Hudson, and this is it for me.
You missed it. Hudson had his hat off.
I did. Yeah. Can you hear it? Can you hear my hat off?
His hair's flowing.
Can you
Look
hear
at the hair.
Is it
The hair flowing.
hitting the microphone? That is going to be hair stuck all over my mic cover.
That is the number one request. Anytime we do a video, people are like, Hudson's hair, please. Let me see Hudson's hair. But Hudson is on vacation tomorrow and on Monday. So Isaiah is going to be filling in for the next two podcasts with me.
And you can just see Isaiah's hair whenever you want.
You can see it whenever you want. I won't hide it from you.
You need to grow your hair out then, too.
No.
I need to start an OnlyFans.
Oh, my
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
An OnlyFans for Hudson's hair.
Oh, all right. Well, what's in the podcast today?
No OnlyFans.
No OnlyFans
That was
today.
yesterday.
That was yesterday.
You have to listen back to hear us
that
talk
was
about
it?
OnlyFans.
Yeah. So today in the pod on the show, we talked about Disney and how they don't want you to spend nearly as much money anymore. Because
They want you to spend even more?
they want you to spend less because they're taking away what every person who wants to spend the big bucks would buy.
Oh, no. Now you got to pay for something at Disney that you didn't have to, that was free.
Yep.
But now you got to decide if you can even go there in the first place.
Yeah.
If you even want to do it. If you even want to do it.
Is it really worth to spend all that money to just spend the whole trip waiting in line?
I know.
Exactly.
You know, like when I went to Disney, like I had a fun time at Disney, but it's just so much money you have to only once a decade.
Yeah.
Try to get your parents to still take you even though you're not a kid.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you think about that for every vacation, but definitely, Disney World is another level.
Yeah. So we'll talk about what they changed.
We also talked about how attractive people are just running the world. They're just running the world.
And how you guys can fight back against people like me.
Yeah. With your hair.
Yeah, with my hair.
That's why he keeps his head covered because of the power of his hair.
I want to make a level playing field.
That's right.
Don't want to unfairly have an advantage.
We also talk about hot dogs for the 27th consecutive day.
Yay, hot dogs.
And
We
this
always
time,
find a way.
it's vegan hot dogs. So at least we mix it up.
But we do talk about vegan hot dogs, and then we talk about every variety of hot dogs there is.
The one you guys missed, that is probably my favorite.
Really?
Is like the little pigs in a blanket hot dogs.
Ooh, those are good.
Oh, the little, are those like sausages? Do they
they're
count
they're like the little ones, you know, that you
smoky?
rub.
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
You can get, I don't know what brand it is, but you can get those in like the freezer aisle of the grocery store. But what's so much better is to get real hot dogs and then get croissant rolls.
Oh, yeah.
And wrap them. And that is, oh man,
it's the best.
that was a treat. That was something we used to do if my dad was out of town.
Oh, and you got those?
We would get, maybe that's why I have a hot dog obsession.
When Dad went out of town, we do that every time.
Which
I was
makes
so
it sound
excited.
like I had a bad relationship with my dad.
I was so
don't.
excited when my dad left.
But he did prevent us from having pigs in a blanket more often.
I don't want to go any deeper into that because I don't want to know. We'll just leave it at that.
That's taking the hat way
Yes,
off right
it
there.
Yeah, it's taking that way off.
next level.
We also went over some of the best brands in the world, I guess, in the country, whatever you want. And there weren't really many surprises at the top, but the number one spot was a huge surprise.
Yeah, you're just going to have to listen on and see if you can guess it.
No.
It was hot dogs. The best brand. Yeah, Oscar Mayer, number one.
Well, thank you guys for listening today. Thank you, Isaiah, for filling in for me yesterday.
Of course.
And for filling in for Hudson tomorrow and Monday. He gets 2 days off.
Yeah.
And we will obviously have more with the podcast tomorrow.
All right. Have a good time, guys.
You have a good time.
I
Enjoy
will
your
try.
vacation.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
But I did not go to Costco.
You didn't?
No.
Well, then you might miss out on some of the items that are being limited because they might be gone.
Are we doing that again?
We're doing it again.
Is Costco limiting or are we limiting ourselves?
It seems to be Costco, but some of it seems to be as much sale related as the sales are just so good that people are buying stuff up so hot off the shelves.
Well, a lot of times at Costco, I'm sure it's the same at like Sam's Club, but when there is a sale, a lot of times they do limit how many you can buy of something.
Yeah.
But now that everything seems to be in short supply, I'm not surprised that they're doing it again.
You don't know what's what. Well, I can tell you this one. They are limiting at many Costco's, I don't know if it's all of them, how much bottled water you can buy.
Oh, are they doing that one?
Yeah, some are just completely out. Some are saying you can only buy 5 packages of the same brand.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
That's a lot.
But it's still a limit, and I guess they only need to put that limit there if somebody's trying to buy more than 5 of any given brand. So,
are we doing toilet paper again, or?
I don't see toilet paper on the
Chicken?
list. There is diapers on the list, so
they're doing that
like next down the line after the toilet paper runs out. You go for the diapers.
It's kind of the same.
Yeah. So, but you can still get toilet paper as much as you want.
Yeah, I guess they think that if they run out of toilet paper again, we're desperate enough for the diapers.
Yes, they're preemptively nipping that one in the butt.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other things that are limited, this may be due to a sale. The Premier Protein drinks that you love.
Man, they've been selling those things. They've been in like a premium spot.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Like really promoting them.
They've been trying to get rid of them, I thought.
They are limiting people that want to buy the chocolate Premier Protein drinks, which I know are a hot item.
Yeah.
And if you're on keto, those will get you through. But
how will I get my chocolate and my protein? What will I do?
There's no other meal replacement. And then the last one is Pete's Coffee.
Yeah, that one tends to go.
That's going fast.
Yeah.
So those are your options right now that you need to stock up because they're selling so fast, or you need to go and get them because they're on such a good sale.
You just need to go back several times.
Yeah.
I've only had it one time where during the height of the pandemic, I went to get bacon and they had you could only buy 1 pack.
Yeah.
I didn't see the sign. I don't think there was a sign.
Oh, no.
But when I got up to check out, I had 2 packs of bacon, and you thought I was robbing the store with the attitude that I got from the cashier person. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see a sign there. I really didn't think I did. And it was just almost like they were going to just cancel
Who do you think you are? What are you, the queen of bacon?
They were going to cancel my membership or something. I was like, I didn't know. And so I lost the bacon pack.
What are you, Miss Piggy?
It's like, I can't buy 2 of them. I'm so sorry. And I get very shy. So I was just like, I think I have to go now.
Yeah. How embarrassing.
You can have all the bacon. I don't want it anymore.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. The Riot, RadioU.
If you injure yourself fleeing from a bear.
Oh, I wouldn't be running, but sure. Okay,
of course you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
You mean hugging a bear.
Yeah. And the bear was in a dumpster.
Okay.
Whose fault is it that you got injured?
It's the dumpster company.
Yeah, obviously, right?
It's not me, and it's not the bear.
Yeah, of course not.
So who else does that leave?
This person is this. Well, obviously, that's exactly what happened to them. They saw a bear in a dumpster. They tried to run away. They hurt themselves, and now they're suing. Technically, the condominium association and the waste management company. So they're saying the condos are at fault as well.
For the injury that he...
Yes.
So he didn't try to go in the dumpster?
I don't know if he was dumpster diving. I don't think so. I think let's see, Donaldson, the guy's name is John Donaldson. He rented a cottage this is the Lake Tahoe area. He went to throw a bag of garbage away.
Oh, and there was the bear.
According to the lawsuit, when he opened the dumpster, he was startled by the bear, which began coming toward him, and he stumbled at that point, twisting his leg and ankle, and fell on his back. He later required surgery for a torn Achilles tendon, as well as spinal surgery.
What happened?
Man.
Dude, what did you do?
Yeah, it's just a bear.
Well, I mean, he must have really twisted that wrong. You know what? When you look at that, the guy sounds ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But if you keep reading, it talks about how this condo complex in the Lake Tahoe area has long had problems with bears breaking into homes, cars, and garbage cans in search of food. So you could play the other side saying that this condominium association should have been doing a better job at protecting from the bears.
Yes.
So maybe that was something they were supposed to be doing.
Well, here's the other thing. That actually gives more of an argument to him.
Yeah.
It's not just that there's generally bears around and stuff, but specifically the latch on the dumpster was defective according to the lawsuit. and it didn't shut automatically, which means that bears would be able to get into that dumpster where they shouldn't have even been able to get into anyways.
And the HOA did not report the dumpster that it needed to get fixed. Oh, okay.
So it's starting to take shape.
It is. You know, when you first read these articles, you're like, the man, what is he doing?
How can you sue? How can you sue for that?
I know, but the $15,000 in damages, that could easily be someone's medical bills.
Yeah.
So I actually think the guy could have a case if the place was not doing enough to keep the bears out of the garbage.
If he had a torn Achilles and he needed spinal surgery,
that's
$15 or $15,000 seems about reasonable. It's not like he's gouging him or anything.
Sure.
So,
sorry for the guy.
Yeah.
Now, what happened to the bear? Is the bear fine? I just want to make sure that we're not.
The bear is also suing.
Yeah. Good for him.
Yeah, he's suing because all of the other latches weren't left open also for all the other dumpsters.
Because the place did not protect him from the guy who ran out and tore his thing.
He said he couldn't even get spinal surgery because he didn't have insurance.
Aw, poor bear.
Yeah. Keep your eyes out. Just take caution if you're...
Oh, no. Okay, that's a different story. Oh, phew. When you go down to the bottom, they're like, in June, a tourist shot a bear who broke into a home, and the bear ended up having to be euthanized. I thought that was this story. This is a different story.
As far as we know, it's a different bear.
I don't want to look anymore to find out if this other bear's dead.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
Disney World and Disneyland are canceling the Fastpass feature.
Oh.
Yeah, no longer will you be able to go to Disney World. And if you aren't familiar, the Fastpass was and they've had it for years, where if a line was really long for the one ride you wanted to go on, you got a Fastpass. You take that with you. It would say, come back in 30 minutes or whatever. And then you go ride something else, ride a couple other rides so you can squeeze them in that have shorter lines.
Well, you haven't been to Disney enough. You would technically go to wait in another line, not ride anything. And then get back to the first line.
You'd go kill 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
And then, probably by eating is what you would really do.
No,
and
not even those lines.
then you come back, and at the 30 minutes, you can kind of jump pretty close to right at the front of the line, and hopefully you don't have to wait the hours and hours that people in the rest of the line are waiting for.
So does this mean, because they talked that in the last few months that was going to be, what they're using is the word retiring.
Yes.
So there's no more the free Fastpass service. So by them saying that, does that mean they're now going to be doing the paid Fastpass service?
It's
so
funny.
That is here.
Funny you should bring that up because that's exactly right. They are going from what was Fastpass, which was free. They're still offering a very similar service through their Disney Genie experience, which that is free. And anybody can get that. They really want to promote that it's free and you can use the Disney Genie. And in the Disney Genie, you get what you call Lightning Lane, which is 15 to 20.
Do we have to with the lanes?
Yeah, you do. Lightning Lane Plus.
Yeah. What is it? Lightning? Who's the character?
McQueen?
Yeah, there it is. Lightning McQueen.
You have to pay $15 per ticket. So per person, an extra $15. And then you can access the Lightning Lane feature to skip the lines or not exactly have to wait in line.
So they started this at Paris Disneyland a bit ago.
Yeah.
And so
everybody knew. Yeah.
They were assuming that it would come to Disneyland and Disney World. But now that it's here, that's sad because you're like, what's the big deal? $15. It's per ticket.
Yeah.
And it's on top of all the other money that you spend at Disney. Yeah. To even get into Disney is a joke.
Right.
It's just so expensive.
The $15, it's just a drop in the bucket at that point.
Yeah, you're like, why not? Let's just add more to it.
It's a teardrop in the ocean of all the money that you've lost at Disney World.
And the last time I went, man, the rides were all about an hour and a half wait.
Yeah.
But it was 2 days after Christmas. So, that was my fault. That was my bad.
I think at Disney World, a lot of the rides, you don't have to wait too long if you plan it right, if you go at the right time of year and stuff. But the stuff that's really popular, like if you want to do any of the Star Wars stuff, you need this because it's just going to take forever.
Well, you're going to need to book more than one day because you're going to have to wait more than the day to get in.
I couldn't imagine. Yeah, you're absolutely right on that.
So Disney's announced that, yes, it'll be $15 per person if you want to do the new version of the Fastpass.
I'm just going to start my own theme park.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah.
Saving all that money by not going.
It would be cheaper to build my own than go to Disney World.
Welcome to The Riot, where you listen to us and that's it. It's pretty much a one-way street. The Riot. RadioU.
Nikki, have you ever heard of the Beauty Premium?
Is that a new beauty streaming service?
No, Beauty Premium Plus.
Is it a monthly subscription bag?
You know what? It probably is a tier for like, I don't know, Maybelline or something.
Yeah, something like that.
You can subscribe.
Is that the only beauty thing that you would know?
Yes, I think that's impressive that I know that. Come on.
You're right. I'll give you that.
The Beauty Premium is the theory, basically, in psychology that beautiful people are more likely to get hired, receive better performance evaluations, and get paid more. And it's more like, it's not exactly a theory. It's basically a known thing that if you're more beautiful you are, the more likely you are to have success. So the University at Buffalo School of Management recently did a little study where they were trying to figure out if there's a way for less attractive people to compensate.
Yeah.
To try to level the playing field, you could say. And so what they were theorizing is partially the reason that people that are more attractive are more successful is just because they look good. But also part of it is because they look good, they learn and have more opportunities to develop nonverbal communication skills because of their attractiveness. And so basically you get more opportunities and you have more opportunities to learn.
Oh, so like, are they more confident?
Exactly. Yeah.
Being more confident when you're meeting and working, people take that as something more of a positive.
Yeah, but when you have a reason to be confident, it's easier to be confident. So what they were trying to test out, their study was they got 300 people to do elevator pitches as like a job interview.
Oh, sure.
For a mock job search. In the first study, the managers determined the good-looking people. So they did this twice. In the first study, the managers determined the good-looking people to be more hireable because, of course, of all of the traits we just discussed. In the second study, the researchers asked the uglier.
Let's not say that. The more average people,
the more homely.
Homely? Oh no, that's worse. I think homely is a horrible word. If someone were to say that to you,
homely.
Just say ugly then.
Yeah. They asked the less attractive participants to strike.
Not as charismatic.
Yeah, they asked them to strike what they call a power pose. So they had to stand with their feet shoulder width apart, their hands on their hips, their chest out, and their chin up. So it's all about body language.
Yeah.
And in that study, the less attractive people were able to match the level of presence, the nonverbal presence of the attractive side.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So if you ever go into something, just make sure your posture and your presence.
That's what we really need to work on.
Yeah, is as confident as can be.
But if you're already attractive and then you also like really take note of your posture,
that's too
then
much.
all of a sudden you're just going to rule the world.
Please don't.
That's how.
Everybody else can't handle
then
that.
You're Jeffrey Bezos. Yeah. Then you're Bill Gates. You're attractive and you have great posture.
Hang on. Are you saying those two are attractive? Because I don't know about that.
Well, that's the joke, I guess.
Okay. I was like, hold on.
They got to be the top of the game, and I don't know if they're attractive. But I guess they sure do have the confidence thing probably nailed.
Well, the confidence comes from money, apparently, and being what people consider attractive.
Is that maybe that's another way to level the playing field? If you just have an enormous amount of money, you all of a sudden have all the confidence you need as well.
I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and work first on our pose and our confidence that shows.
The other thing that totally makes this study feel to me totally useless is who's doing like in person anything, all of your interviews are probably over Zoom anyway. So I don't know if your body language matters as much.
Guess what? I bet you're just as attractive over Zoom.
Probably even less so.
Hudson sees the glass as half empty. But get this. He thinks a glass half empty is good. The Riot. RadioU.
There's so much to love about this story. I'm going to start off. It's about the hot dog races.
At baseball games.
Yeah, baseball games.
Where it's like ketchup, mustard, and relish sugar running on the side of the field.
Yep. And so, first of all, just the picture in this story, it shows the people in the hot dog costumes racing. But for some reason, one of them, their head isn't in the hole. And so it looks like it's just
it's a headless one.
It's a headless hot dog. So
it's the
even
relish.
that is making me laugh. But the story is actually about PETA is requesting that they're currently the Cleveland Indians, but they'll become the Cleveland Guardians next year. And PETA says when they become the Cleveland Guardians, they think that it is important that they add a vegan hot dog to the hot dog race.
To the hot dog
costume
derby?
race. Yes.
How does one do that?
What do you mean?
How do you make the hot dog look vegan? Isn't the whole thing about vegan hot dogs to make them look like the real ones?
So they're indistinguishable.
Yeah,
so I guess they just have to, but I guess it's just upon the announcer or whatever to go. And there's the vegan hot dog coming up in third place.
I wasn't sure if there was a way of making the costume outside of putting vegan on it.
Well, yeah. It's just labeled vegan. They could have a good tie-in with that, a good sponsorship tie-in right there.
No, I think Jared, he texted it. He said, you make it vegan by making it look terrible, which is not 100%
come
true.
on.
I myself was a vegan, so I can kid.
Yeah, but
but Jared, you can't.
But should anybody tell PETA, though, that all of the hot dog costumes, as far as I know, there's no meat products involved in the costume itself.
So
they're all vegan, really.
Yeah, actually, you find out later. They're lined in leather.
Yeah, right.
This would be the worst thing possible. And horsehair.
I'm actually, I'm with PETA on this one. I think they should make a vegan hot dog.
Yeah.
I think they should. But what I think is they need to have equal representation of all the varieties of hot dogs.
So what else do we have to have then?
We need to have not just ketchup, mustard, relish, a vegan version. We need to have a chili cheese dog.
Ooh.
We need to have a corn dog. We need to have a sausage. I mean, in Milwaukee, they do the sausage races. So we're going to have to include all of those with all those various toppings. We're going to have to do like a breakfast sausage version.
That's good.
The one in the pancake, wrapped in the pancake.
With the maple syrup.
Just the more the merrier. We cannot leave any single kind of hot dog out of the race.
I love it. Now, with the chili one, it would have chili that just falls off it
while
you run. And then for
it'd probably be a detriment in the race, for sure.
The breakfast sausage one should have a sticky costume so the others stick to it. I think that would be awesome. I mean, I guess the one point that I think is still weird is, the Guardians or the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah.
They don't serve. Do they have vegan hot dogs in the actual place of the hot dogs you eat there? And they're just only talking about the hot dog derby.
That's a good point. Maybe I think if they didn't have vegan hot dogs available at the games, then PETA might be focusing on that. But what do I know? Who can really understand the thought process of PETA as an organization?
Honestly, to me, all hot dogs at that point, like stadium hot dogs, they're barely having any meat in there anyways.
Yeah, either they're completely vegan because there's nothing real involved,
it's imitation,
or it's just the worst part of the animals that you can imagine.
If you're looking for hot takes on the day's most important news stories, you're in the wrong place. You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Did you know that in Mississippi, they've already gone back to school
for classes?
over a week ago?
Yeah.
They did. August 9th is when school started in Mississippi. By Friday, August 13th, they already had 20,000 students, and I'm getting the number right this time. It's 20,000. It's not 2,000. It's not 20. It's not 2,000. It's not 200,000. 20,000.
20,000
students alone. That's not including all the teachers. Were in quarantine after 1 week because of the coronavirus. Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. Is it? So that's not just like college. You're talking
that's
like high school and stuff?
All schools from like high school all the way down to elementary.
Aww.
They've got 20,000 in quarantine. Let's see. It looks like 4,000 and 4,500 basically. 4,500 have contracted the virus, actually tested positive for it. And then for teachers, they have 1,400 have been quarantined because of the virus as well. So they've got just all kinds of, Mississippi, I know it's not the smallest state, but 20,000 students feels like
a lot.
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
It's actually only 5%. But still, man, that is just... This is why I'm glad I'm vaccinated. Because I'm not concerned about really health complications with it. I don't know. Who knows if you'll get long COVID, but I wasn't concerned about being hospitalized. But what I don't want to do is get stuck at home for weeks on end, because I've heard about enough people that have gotten it that at least have been exposed where they just have to sit at home, and I can't do that.
I had a friend who had a younger brother who got exposed last fall, and I think it was 2 or 3 times. So I had to quarantine throughout the fall.
Yeah.
3 times at, what was it then? Like the 14 days?
Yeah, right. I don't know if it's not that long anymore if you don't wind up testing positive, I think.
And so it was just like this mass amount of times of just like, nope, gone on quarantine.
That's like half of your fall right there.
It was, yeah.
That's all your time. And again, it's like, you like staying at home when it's on your own. It's your own choice.
But not being told to stay
when you're staying home. When you're staying home on your own, you can still go to the drive-thru and get Wendy's or whatever.
Yeah,
when you're on quarantine, you're really not supposed to. So you feel for all those students all having to stick at home, and for a lot of them, the schools are still running. Although there are several now that have said there's just so many people that have either quarantined or testing positive, we're going to temporarily go virtual again, which also sounds horrible.
Yes, it does.
So this is, it's rough out there.
So that was Mississippi. They say they started their schools around August 9th, I think, or the 3rd.
Last Monday, I think.
Yeah, so the cases there are just about...
So that's literally 1 week, and we don't even know how many people now are quarantined after what's going on, like, in this current week. So the numbers are... it's just outrageous how many people are just going to be stuck at home until eventually everybody's going to be stuck at home.
Don't say that.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
I have a list here. It was compiled by something called comparably.com or comparably. I don't know how they emphasize what, but comparably.com over the past year, they have been asking consumers to rate thousands of brands on their site, okay? And what they wanted them to rate the brands on was 6 main factors: quality of the product or service, customer service, return on investment, overall satisfaction with the company, loyalty, and how likely you are to recommend the company to a friend.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so those 6 factors. They asked thousands of people to rate them, and once a brand got at least 100 ratings in each category, then they are eligible for this list. So over the past year,
they moved on to the next list for the main level, for the final voting.
So they've ranked here the top 100 brands based off of all of these scores that they've compiled from all these people that and this is again over the past. It was August 1st, 2020 to August 1st, 2021. So now we have the top 100 brands. Let's go through the top 100.
Yeah.
Number 100 is Best Buy.
Are we ready? Guys, grab your drink and gather around. We got 100 to go through.
A pen and paper. We'll write them down.
You're like, wait, what was 56?
99, Foot Locker. 98, Bose. 97. Let's skip to the top of the list.
I was going to say, we're not really doing the whole 100.
Well... maybe if we had a fast forward function, it might work. All right, here we go.
Save it for the podcast.
We're at, oh my gosh, I just skipped all the way down to the bottom of the list, and then it brought me back to 92, which is 7-Eleven.
Oh, thank you.
Here we go, almost to the top. It's a long list because they have to have a picture of every brand so you know what they're talking about. All right, number 5. Amazon.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Number 4.
Though, hang on the side note on Amazon, people have been getting really mad that we're paying for the guy to go to space all the time and to do all that stuff. So, like, Amazon's brand loyalty has gone down a tiny bit.
Yeah, it does seem like they should actually be lower on the list because people have so many reasons to complain.
Everybody hates and loves to hate on Amazon.
Are Amazon warehouse workers exempt from rating their own company? Because it feels like they might rate it lower, too. Number 4, this one, no surprise, Chick-fil-A. Yeah, that's you would expect them to be right near the top of the list.
It's their pleasure to be number 4.
Of course. Number 3 is Costco.
Hey.
Despite the limitations that they're putting on people that we discussed at a different time in the show. Number 2 is Netflix. I have to take issue with that. Come on.
You don't think that deserves to be there?
Netflix, the highest rating streaming service on here. Are people really so satisfied with Netflix when you know you can get HBO Max for the same price and get much more interesting content?
First off, not everybody thinks that way, okay? Second of all, I
don't see Godzilla versus Kong on Netflix.
It's got its own stuff. I feel like it had the Godzilla animated shows.
That's true.
I feel like some of these are just such big companies that when you don't know what else to say, you're like, well, I guess Netflix. I'll vote for Netflix.
Right. And maybe they just got more quantity of ratings and that boosted them up the rankings. Number one, this one throws a monkey wrench into that because it's not such a brand that everybody interacts with. Number one is Peloton.
No way.
Yeah, right?
Everybody hated them.
Right.
They wanted the bike.
Yeah,
but they still hated them.
They're so expensive, and they have to recall their the treadmills, and that wasn't the only thing they had to recall and put warnings out about because people were literally dying. And still, Peloton is number one on the list.
I don't know about that one. I was following along until then. I'll go back up to 6 was Apple. I wondered where they would land.
Oh, there you go.
7 was Nike. 8 was Target. 9 was Google. And 10 was Spotify.
Yeah, it just feels
for
like
the 100 best brands.
You're a lot of the top brands. They just feel like they're the ones that are the most ubiquitous. The ones that you just almost everybody deals with. And so, of course, unless you've had a terrible, terrible experience with them, you're going to be like, yeah, Amazon is okay. And a lot of okay ratings all add up to get you to number 5 on the list.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
They are making a new Captain America movie.
So, I'm sorry, what number are we at with Captain America?
Technically, this is the 4th Captain America movie.
This would be the 4th?
This would be the 4th that is titled Captain America, something.
Okay.
And in this one, though, it will be a new actor taking over not just a new actor, a new character taking over as Captain America because, of course, I guess spoiler alert, if you still haven't seen Avengers Endgame, Captain America, the Chris Evans, Steve Rogers Captain America is retired, right?
Oh, okay.
So
that would be a spoiler for me, but it's fine. Yeah, it's acceptable.
You know what? You've had plenty of time.
I know. It's my fault.
And so it is Sam Wilson is the character who, if you've seen the movies, he is Falcon or the TV show. Anthony Mackie is the actor. And it was alluded to at the end of Endgame. Again, spoiler alert, this movie's been out for a couple of years. You've been in quarantine. You've had time. It's on Disney+. But Sam Wilson, Steve Rogers hands the shield to Sam Wilson at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And so it's implied there. And then through the, which full disclosure, I haven't seen this, but I think this has been spoiled for me, is in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's when it really officially comes to be that Sam Wilson Falcon is taking over as Captain America. So he's going to be in the new movie. He's
doing the new movie? Okay,
yes.
So he'll do the 4th Captain America movie, not Chris Evans.
Yeah, which this is where it gets difficult, though, because, again, I do feel kind of bad spoiling the fact that in the show, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, because that's not that old. I still haven't seen the whole thing, that Falcon officially takes over as Captain America. So that's the difficulty of the Marvel Universe news now is because everything is so intertwined. Sometimes you can't hear about new movies without getting old things spoiled for you haven't gotten to yet.
That's all right.
And if you haven't seen the Falcon and Winter Soldier, what are you going to be missing out on when it comes to this movie? How are they going to fill you in?
Well, at this point, whenever Captain America 4 is done, then I think the spoiler time, the embargo on that, on all the Winter Soldier stuff has been lifted.
Oh, yeah.
So I think you're totally fine at that point.
By the time it comes out, which is not going to be for a couple more years.
Yeah, you're good.
But so Captain America, even though Chris Evans is out,
Dude,
he's
still
retired.
Loves Chris Evans.
Yeah, and they have alluded to, they said he may return in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at some point, but they want to make very clear he is not going to be in the new Captain America movie that we are now talking about.
That's where it starts getting real confusing for me as an outsider who still has seen some of the Marvel Universe stuff. But now that they even have the Disney Plus, I feel like they're going even more outside of the Marvel circle to where I'm like, but that's before, but then he's dead, but he's not. But this is pre, this is post, this is after.
Well,
this is a different universe.
When you start getting multiverses and separate timelines, that's the kind of stuff that's bound to happen. Even the most ingrained Marvel people are like,
it can be
how can I
much.
follow all of this?
That's why you just don't question it. Don't make any comments. You're like, okay, great.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, did you want to share with everybody your excitement from yesterday?
Well, first off, these are my keys.
Uh-huh.
So my keys have gotten away from me. I feel like I used to just not have a lot on my key ring.
Yeah.
But I put an air tag on there,
Okay.
and I have something else today.
Okay.
So
what is it?
Yesterday, I went to Aldi, which is like a grocery store.
Yep.
And
they're the new hot grocery store.
I only go
the trendy one
every so often, so I'm not like an Aldi fanatic, but
Yeah.
I do see on Instagram a lot the Aldi fan accounts.
Okay.
So they're always like, here's the new hotness.
Yeah.
And I have wanted one of these for a while, but I finally found it's a quarter holder
Okay.
that you put on your keychain. Because if you go to Aldi, you have to put a quarter in the cart.
Yes, that's
And
one of the Aldi things.
I never have one. And then I'm like,
course
I know
not.
there's some hacks on like putting like a key or stuff in to like try to, and I mean, you get your quarter back, so it's not like
Right.
I'm stealing. I just need someone to give
well,
me
wait, can I see the
card.
quarter thing?
Yeah.
I want to look at this.
So the quarter hides
so hold
inside
on.
of it. And then you always have a quarter with you in case you go grocery shopping.
Did you buy this from Aldi?
Yeah, the holder?
Why do they not just... Why do they sell you a quarter holder? Why wouldn't they just sell you a keychain that is a quarter that could go in the slot?
I see what you're saying there.
And then you would put your whole keys in the slot.
Yeah, but this looks like a s'mores and it's cuter. So
they could make it.
They had a little plant
They could put
one.
any design they want
Nope,
on
they
a
had-
quarter keychain. It doesn't actually have to be a quarter. It just has to be something that would fit in
it.
And it could be Aldi sanctioned.
Yeah, you're
Why are
right.
they doing this?
You're right. I see what you're saying.
You could still forget to put a quarter in your quarter holder.
And this is big.
You're not going to forget your keys.
Yeah, true. Okay, well, maybe you email them that and
Yeah,
you let them
give
know.
them that idea.
But I finally got a quarter holder, but I was hoping...
It is cute.
It is cute. It's like a little s'mores guy, but then our boss came in. He needed to borrow my keys for a moment, and he didn't say anything about it.
Maybe he
didn't say,
thought it's
like-
just been there the whole time.
He didn't say,
he doesn't
"That's
borrow your
cute."
keys that often.
No, he doesn't.
So he probably didn't know it was new.
He came back in when I had my headphones on, and I took my headphone off because
You
I thought...
hopefully took them off.
I want to be able to hear if he says something like he noticed it, but he didn't notice it. So that's all right.
You're
If
gonna have
anybody
to-
else comes in and needs to borrow my keys,
Yeah, you're going to have to orchestrate more situations
Yeah.
to casually get people to take your keys and see what happens.
it's just a lot to have all my keys when I don't go to Aldi a lot.
You're going to have to start going to
Yeah,
get your
to
money's
use it.
worth out of the
It's just
out
so
of the
cute.
quarter holder.
I actually thought yesterday when I got it, like, what else can I put in here? What else can I fit in there?
Not a lot, huh?
A little piece of gum
Yeah.
or a mint or
Yeah,
something
there
like
you go.
that.
It'll be your mint holder. How much did you spend on that?
It was like $1 or something.
Yeah, see that I just don't understand why it doesn't make sense to me, Aldi.
Is it too much?
What are you doing?
Well, DJ just texted and said, how hard would it be to do a little keychain card like Speedway, like the little loyalty
Yeah.
cards? But this goes into the card.
I hate those, by the way.
The loyalty cards?
No, I don't hate the loyalty card. I just hate the key ones.
You hate the loyalty?
I know.
What do you hate?
If I can't enter my phone number to get the loyalty rewards, then I don't want them because
You don't
I
want it
don't.
at all?
I don't need an app on my phone, and I don't need a little keychain. I don't have enough space in my life for either of those things.
don't. All right.
If it's not important enough to me to save money to get those things, or it's not important enough to me to be loyal to your company.
Okay, well, I'm going to put my keys away then since,
Do
you don't
have
want
a lot of
anything
them?
to
Do you have
with
a lot
that.
of the little key tags? I didn't even look at that.
So I don't have anything else. Usually the loyalty things, I just use the app for it.
Yeah.
But otherwise for the little quarter thing, it just, stays on your keychain.
There you go.
He's there.
I'm happy for you. And I'm glad that you had your a productive day off.
It's like when you get your hair cut or something done, you lose 5 pounds or
Yeah.
something. Like you want someone to notice something.